In this homework, we're looking at function operations and composition. So this is where we're using two functions, or maybe more functions together, using just regular mathematical operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, or we're using composition, where we're actually plugging one function into another one. So for number 1, I see f plus g of 6. This means f of 6 plus g evaluated at 6. Now if you need to, you can take these off to the side to figure them out. Plugging in 6 into f, 5 minus 6 is just going to give you -1. G of 6, I plug 6 in here, so 6 squared is 36, plus 2 is 38. And when I add these guys, I end up with a positive 37. So it's just a matter of evaluating these guys separately, and then you add the results. Just like here in number 2, this has subtraction. So this says do g evaluated at 7 minus your function f evaluated at 7. So you do each of those guys, and then you subtract them in the order indicated, g minus f. So g of 7, 7 squared is 49 plus 2 is 51, minus f of 7. If I plug in 7 here, 5 minus 7 is -2. 51 minus a -2 gives me a positive 53. Not a problem, as long as we know how to evaluate functions. Number 3 says f times g of 3. Sometimes you'll see it written like this, as fg of 3. They're right next to each other, which would indicate multiplication. And so for us, this means f of 3 times g of 3. Don't actually multiply the functions together. Evaluate them individually and then multiply those results. So, f of 3, if I plug in 3, 5 minus 3 is going to give me 2. G of 3, remember that g of x is x squared plus 2. So 3 squared plus 2 is 11. So 2 times 11 is just 22. Sure hope you have a lot of these on the test, right? Number 4. Now see, number 4 is a little bit different. Number 4 says f of g of -3. What this means, that means that you will do f, and what you plug into f is the result of plugging -3 into g. So you plug this into g, and then you take this whole result and you plug that into f. So first I need to evaluate g of -3. So just off to the side if you need to, g of -3 means -3 squared plus 2, that equals 9 plus 2, which equals 11. Now be careful, because if you are not paying attention and you put this in your calculator, if you don't have the parentheses, it's going to give you a -9. If you don't believe me, check it out. So this is going to give me f of 11, because g of -3 is 11. And then I figure out what f of 11 is. So f says do 5 minus the input value. And so I end up here with -6. So plug the -3 into g, and then take that result and plug it into f. Really not that bad. You just have to make sure you go in the correct order. Number 5, f minus g of 10. Well, that's f of 10 minus g of 10. If I plug in 10 here, 5 minus 10 is -5. Minus, I plug in 10 here, so 10 squared plus 2 is 102. And when I combine these guys, I do the math, that's -107. Likewise here, number 6, f over g of -1 means f of -1 divided by g of -1. If I plug in -1 here, 5 minus -1 becomes a positive 6. If I plug in -1 here, that's -1 squared plus 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And this is just equal to 2. And just to see if you're paying attention, f of -81 means 5 minus -81. So there's nothing else that you're doing here. You're just plugging in -81 into f. So this is just 5 plus 81, and that's 86. Finally, here, number 8, g of f of 7 means g of f of 7. So we first figure out what f of 7 is. Remember that f of x is 5 minus x, so 5 minus 7 is -2. So this really becomes g of -2 now, since f of 7 equals -2. And then following the rule that I have for my function called g, this is going to be -2 squared plus 2. So this is 4 plus 2, which equals 6.